We are live back for the best show on streaming and television. I don't care what y'all say. This show is delivering right now, 3 for 3. Tony's question is, will we go 4 for 4?
That's what I'm
Let's talk
talking
about
about.
it. And welcome back in on Tracy. We're back here. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that lovely red subscribe button as we cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. This time, the Penguin, the one and the only. Still an Oswald Cobblepot, not fully fledged penguin. Your thoughts pertaining to last episode. How we feeling?
I'm ready for this next one. I was looking forward to this since the last episode went off the air. I was like, I'm waiting for him now. This is something that I swear, if they would have dropped all the episodes, I would have binge watched this and called off work.
I mean, it's definitely one of those shows you definitely have that anticipation each and every week going. This is must see TV, a la like Game of Thrones back when they were hitting their heyday way back in the day.
Never
But
watched it.
I still haven't seen a lot of shows have the same level of attention to detail or the ability to have a movie level quality in their production with everything that they do, because this looks like it's literally the movie carried on. And as far as I'm concerned, we're basically get 2.5 movies pertaining to the Penguin if you look at the runtime. And I think it's a perfect allotment right now, because my question is, where in the world is Sophia? Because the Penguin, he was able to saunter back in, with his little penguin waddle all the way in the middle of all that chaos. But Sophia, with two perfect working legs, could not manage to make it into the car. So I'm curious how that's going to definitely affect their relationship, being left behind in a bad situation hanging out with the Maronis, considering that, on the cover wall here for the Max page, it has Sophia with a whole new haircut. So we know she's not out. But where in the world is she going to end up next? Any
And
predictions?
I don't know, but I'm trying to figure out if this is going to end up being the setup for the power play for Oswald. Now that Sophia has seen what she has and knows that he was technically running both sides of the table. So it's going to be interesting to see how she acts because being from Arkham, she ain't got all the marbles. So that's going to be exciting.
Because her not playing with both marbles is going to be really, really interesting. In the
Did you
fact
say
that,
both marbles like she only had two marbles to begin with?
oh yeah, she don't got much. She is crazy, crazy. She is just gone, gone. She left what sensibility she could left back in Arkham. I mean, she's not slow, she's not dumb, she's not any of these things.
She's
She's
just
definitely
psychotic.
one of the best thinkers out there in the show. Welcome back on intro, but like she is psychotic beyond psychotic. She is literally going to have her a loyalty to her family tested in an extreme manner, because like her and Penguin were just about to have that breakthrough. They were going to be on the exact same page, and then the Maroni showed up, and now everything is just gone in the wind, because now she's figured out that, hey, the Maroni's got the ring. You were working with the Maronis, like following the logical trail of conclusion, which she's smart enough to go ahead and do so. You could safely assume Penguin had something to do with this, considering he had the inner workings of the plans. He knew about the new drug shipment. He knew
Yep.
exactly who to talk to, when to do it. He had all the pieces in play that need to be found out, and he had that dirt that only their father had back at the Iceberg Lounge, that ended up in the Maroney's hands. So if the Maroney's decide to start giving Sophia some information to kind of be like, hey, look, you got played just as much as we got played. Let's go ahead and go after him. Things are going to go from bad to worse for Oswald, because he's already, outgunned fighting one family, but now fighting two families plus whatever Sophia's faction is. Not an ideal situation by any means, but it makes for must-watch television. I haven't had been hit to a show this much in a long, long time. As most of you know, I talk through most of the episodes when I get really, really excited with the content.
All of them.
But again, when you're part of the live stream and there's no anything from the audio or the video in play, we are the entertainment as we talk through the episodes, and we're going to see ultimately what happens, because I'm still I'm still on the fence here. How do you feel about everything involved? Oh, welcome back, Antonio. And then see one of his plans not work out. That was Victor. Victor was his plan that did not work out.
Yep.
Sure, he hoped that Victor would come back, but he was yelling, "Oh, I knew you'd come back! Oh, I knew you'd come back!" In my heart, I truly don't believe that Oswald believed that Victor was coming back. I think he thought the kid was going to do something for himself, realize he's not as ambitious as he had been hoping, and just, split up out of there.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you. I don't think that Oswald was 100% sure that Vic was coming back. I know it was doubt. I saw the doubt in his face. And I mean, even I doubted when he stole Oz's car and went to the bus station. I was like, okay, what we gonna do? You gotta go back. You gotta go back. You know you're going back. And then he went back. And that was the only time I was 100% sure what was gonna happen. When he sat in the car and he didn't immediately get out the car, I said, yeah, he's going back. He made up his mind. He wants this lifestyle.
And the episode's not up yet, Daniel. It's definitely on the way. Probably within the next 3 or 4 minutes. It usually takes them a couple minutes to get it uploaded. And then Antonio is once again happy to see Sophia. Again, gentlemen, she's far crazier than my liking, but we're not going to comment too much on that. We'll just say that Sophia has been a very entertaining character and definitely someone you do not want to cross. So the fact that she's been crossed up by her own family and now Oz, things are not going to be going in an ideal form or fashion. So I'm little more than curious again involving her. And then I'm sure we're gonna have some more information brought to us about Oswald's mom because she seemed like she's going to be a very pivotal player moving forward in these next couple
You
of
mean was she in her
episodes.
right mind?
Who can tell? Who can say? Because it looks like she's got some sort of dementia at play or some kind of Alzheimer's. She's just in and out as far as her memory is concerned, not really all 100% there. And it's really unfortunate seeing that she's having some lucid moments, but she's not necessarily like always going to be there on top of the ball. Tony's already out there doing the same thing I'm doing, hitting that refresh button. While we're
Refresh,
going ahead and hit that
refresh,
refresh button
refresh.
to let you know what episode just dropped. The episode is called Sentani, and it's Sophia's on the cover for it, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see overall. So we're going to see how this episode plays out.
Is
Be sure
up.
to hit that like button if you guys are familiar with our channel, like the content that we have going on. And if you're completely new and haven't subscribed before, by all means, I'm going to go ahead and skip all the recaps. I'll let everyone know 207. 207 is the minute mark. We'll all sync up at, and then we'll go ahead and hit play on this episode so we can all be on the same page and not dropping spoilers on everybody. Got the name right there, so we'll be all
You
good to
said
go.
207?
Yeah, I got 207. I got the HBO and all static on the screen because that's past the recap and that's past the general opening for the show. I'm excited to see what we have happening. This is going to be another great episode considering it looks like we have probably, if I had to guess, at least 58 minutes worth of content. Well, it looks like more like 55. So we're going to be in for an action packed rodeo of some of the best show on television. Everybody, let me know when you're at that 2 minute 7 mark in chat.
Hold
We can just
on,
type a
hold
one.
on.
Oh, Antonio's already saying ready. Daniel found
My
this
sound is not working. Hold on.
pertaining to the episode or pertaining to me.
No, you're fine. I gotta just. There it goes.
Perfect. Just want to make sure
I,
everything
for,
was good
I
there.
forgot with my new headphones. I gotta manually switch the audio, which is
Yeah, because
annoying.
last thing I want to do is be blaring the audio from the episode to the audience. Be like, hey, that is the audio from the episode.
Okay,
Trey's got
hold
commercials.
on.
Antonio's ready. Daniel looks like he's going to be ready to go. We'll get this episode going
All
here.
right, my marker's different from yours somehow. I don't know what's going on.
I'm at 157, so I'll
That's
catch
maybe
up real quick.
that's. Hold on, let me get back to 157. 155.
All right, and let's get everything going in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
6,
5,
5,
4,
4, 3.
2, 1. Let's enjoy some penguin, everybody. Let's see what we got. Good old Oz.
Got it.
God, that lady does have like one of the worst smokers voices possible. Well, Mrs. Maroney's definitely got it there. Hopefully, we're gonna catch a different perspective on What's going on here? Hmm. Wow, they took the lab too. What are they going to do?
There we go.
Yeah, things are complicated. Mm, yeah, things are going to be significantly changed.
There it
Oh,
is.
there's the truth. There's the problem. So that's why
There,
Sophia didn't make it to the car. There's a panic move, and things are going to be
there she.
even worse because like his whole plan just went up in smoke.
Oh,
He's in a terrible situation. Like Victor basically saved the entire season because otherwise it would have ended right here, right now.
Oz with the
Oh,
cross. That's what I'm talking about.
good move on his part. He got out of there fast, all things considered. But she took a absolute hit to the head. But yeah, their relationship's more than a little frazzled. Will be the nice way of putting it. Take this down so everyone. Wow. Oh,
Don't say Oz. No.
she's not doing okay. Oh, oh boy. It is crazy that the Maronis just straight up forgot her. Like she would have been huge leverage for them. That's a win for everybody. This is definitely a flashback before she got sent into Arkham.
Of course. And now Antonio gets to see his girl full figured walking down the. There you go. All
All
yours.
sane and stuff. I wonder what it was that made her snap. Because you don't just take out 7 people if all the screws were there to begin with. Ah, Antonio says prefers post asylum. You guys are just wild and up there. I choose life. It's kind of be like, sheesh. I mean, yeah, nothing out of the situation. Mm.
Facts. That's how the mob
Wow,
works. That's how the mob works.
it's facts, but the phrasing on it definitely could have been better.
Negative.
Who is that? Summer Gleason. Is that someone from the comics I need to be aware of?
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, so things are. Summer Gleason is like into it. She didn't. Hmm. Yeah, that was not an innocent reporter. She was
Nah.
just looking for the next big scoop.
But are any reporters actually innocent?
No,
No.
I don't care what side of the fence you report on. Yeah, the fact that everyone's like slowly putting all the pieces back together is
So we having a
not good.
flash. We having a flashback during a flashback.
This
Interesting.
is like a Naruto or Dragon Ball Z episode of Flash. Oh no. Yep, that's her mom. Oh boy. Oh boy. That would cause some
And there's
yeah,
your
that's gonna be some
Arkham moment.
psychological trauma.
There's your Arkham moment.
She held it together for like a decade after that? That's that's tough. Hmm. Oh, okay, so we have the changed out actor because we don't have the original from the movie. Because his voice is entirely different. And he's not selling mobster for me real well right now. Unlike the guy from the movie. That's one way of phrasing it, Trey. That's one way of phrasing it.
I got other ways I can phrase it, but I'm trying to behave.
It family dynamic is not ideal. Because he's probably going out on a bender. Yeah, she definitely has a new father. It's a new actor, so
And why everybody, when they try to be classy, is drinking wine? Why? Why? Wine is nasty.
wine's not even trouble. Oh, bring back the food. That at least looks good. Like, come on, that look good. Hmm.
But pouring more wine.
I think he realized like who in the family was actually like worth it, but he still had to pass it on to a male heir because of mob rules.
Facts. You do know that proper etiquette is not to clink glasses.
It is not. That is something that has been stolen by the rich for being fancy. Pinkies up, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, Antonio, but I'd rather have a shot of like vodka or whiskey than a glass of wine. I'm just saying. That's just me though.
I'd rather just have like a energy drink or
You're the
a
designated
soda.
driver. That's all.
Always, always. I do not partake anymore. Used to be a beer guy. Nope, Trey says a good wine's good, but hey, I haven't found one yet.
Nah, not
I
one that I
tried a
like.
few, didn't really work for me.
Unless we're
Like
talking about
wine is good
moon.
to cook with, though.
Wait, is moonshine considered
No,
wine?
no, no, no. Simmer down.
Okay. I'm sorry. Carry on.
And I also don't know the answer to your question. Just have to. Because this guy seems like more like Mark Strong than the guy we had in the movie before. Bald guy from Kingsman, the guy you would want to be Mr. Freeze, or I want to be Mr. Freeze
Yes.
actually. So
I think you're correct. He
yeah,
would actually make a good Mr. Freeze.
yeah,
Shade of mustache, shade of head.
yeah, but
Like
he's
4 pigments lighter. Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
I could see him as Freeze. Better than I could see Arnold Schwarzenegger as Freeze.
I don't know what they were thinking when they did that casting. That
It was
whole
strictly
movie was
it was
just
strictly by
something
name.
else.
It was strictly by name.
Some names shouldn't be on the list. I mean, Trey's got your answer in chat if that's what you're looking for.
Oh, I know you can cook with moonshine. I'm from South Georgia. I know all about it. Trust me.
We know nothing about it officially.
Nah.
This family dinner is just going the wrong direction. I'm starting to think that her father may have had more to do with it than everything else going on. Or
I agree. I'm getting the feeling that this is the filler episode. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they're just finishing setting everything in place for the last, episodes 5, 6, 7, 8.
I think this is the one they're using to fill all the holes.
Hmm.
Because we do need backstories on the family. Depends on what grade of moonshine we're talking about, Antonio.
All right,
Okay.
off the subject. We're done with
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Is Sophia really like pushing into like the 44 lounge? Things are definitely going in a weird direction.
Hey man, I am getting a Donnie Brasco feel from this scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Donnie Brasco was.
Donnie Brasco's good.
I thought it was okay, but
uh, it was one of the better later mob movies that came out.
I will definitely give it that. I'll definitely give it that.
I wouldn't put it in the top 5 of all time, but for the era, it was pretty damn good.
Because like I compare everything to The Godfather, so
You
that's
can't
just me. Episodes 1 and 2, we don't talk about the third.
at all. Please don't talk about the third. Yep, Penguin. There he is. He's listening and learning.
Slowly but surely.
See, Trey agrees with me. This is a filler episode, which is fine.
Yeah.
Just keep giving the same quality, and I'm fine with it.
Because right now we're shooting for that middle of the road. It looks like it's going to be a 7 episode, but again, we don't know what information we're going to get coming forward in this time.
But now we know where Penguin got the idea to start
Yeah.
his own. Because I think this right here is where Penguin start thinking I can be myself.
Mm. I mean, there's no way he just showed up one day and said, you know what? I'm going to do this all entirely my own.
Stop it, Antonio. Just stop.
Oh, come on. Left field.
It's going to be a Sophia episode. That's what this is.
Hmm. Why did she decide to go to the media?
Because she's trying to figure out her mom's death.
And then ultimately she figured out too much. Her family forced her to get committed and then pinned all the women on her.
I can see that happening.
Hmm.
Agreed, Trey. Just keep giving me this quality, and we good with any filler episodes you do.
I wonder if this story has something to tie into with the girl that ends
Oh,
up ultimately going missing, like
there it is.
the males.
So we already know Oz was the reason she went to Arkham.
Mm-hmm. Why in the world was she fiddling with the glasses?
The eyes are the windows to the soul, Brent.
Did she want to figure out whether her dad knew something else? That's pretty dang smart for like an 8-year-old. Yeah, Trey's you're right on there. Where this is more to figure out a villain's motives, but again,
And I've
she's
always
not
said,
necessarily a villain.
nah, she's a villain. And I've always said, I need to know the backstory on important moments in any movie or series. And why Sophia went to Arkham, why she got committed, what happened to her mother, that is an important detail that I need to know. Did her dad do the murders? I mean, yeah, that could be a possibility.
Because we all know her dad had a thing for strangulation because he tried doing the same thing to Catwoman with the was it the
Facts.
pool cue? Yeah, well, she pushed the driver button, but again, that is what he is right now. So just focus on the road. I'm not even going to ask where to. I'm just going to take off, and you can tell me
You
where to
just,
take you at
I'll
some
just
point.
take you home. That's all it is.
There's that lady that was in the last episode trying to help, take her away.
Right.
how much closer they really were than opposed to everything now. Yeesh. Yep. Colin Farrell was in it for a long time. He said he's only coming back for the movies, and then if they'd like basically beg him with a good story for after the series. So we'll see what ultimately happens. He's delivering his performance really well.
Really well, on point, everything. He's nailing
I
this.
didn't want to
This
oversell it.
nah, you can't oversell greatness.
All right. So what is gonna be divulged now? I
I
wonder if
mean,
Oz already went and was like, "Hey, she's talking to the media. You need to worry about this."
yeah, yep,
There it is.
already, already. You better back up, Trey. That's Antonio's woman. Don't start.
Chat is unruly as all get out today. I
Yes.
appreciate y'all, but you're a handful. No one make any further comments about that. I don't have any power here. Who am I kidding? Are we gonna get the right information right now?
I knew. I really thought he did it. Yeah.
Mm, you know she's on the hot seat right now. This is why she got sent away because she was losing it.
Of course.
This is a mistake her brother would have made.
Mm-hmm. Too late for that now.
Yeah, the seed's already been planted for doubt and for treason. Never talk to the media. Never talk to anyone wearing a badge.
You're a rat. That's what he's
Yeah,
thinking right now.
and especially now that she's like putting two and two together to cover everything. This is how he's like figured out to flip the switch and be like, she needs to go. She's gonna bring down my whole empire. Went from a really happy party to a really, really bad event real quick. So Oz has definitely not betrayed her just for
Correct.
once.
Oh,
I think he's basically mentally saying goodbye right now.
there. This is it.
Hmm.
Going to Arkham.
I mean, this is kind of a huge turn, but again, I get it.
You got to protect the family.
By turning the family into the loony bin. And she wouldn't want to talk to him because he just turned her in. I mean,
He tried.
mm,
He tried to talk to you. You
yeah,
referred
he
to him
did.
as
And
your
he
driver.
yeah, he put the boot down on him. You got it. Yep. Okay, so we have a little police cavalry here. I wonder if they were sent on purpose or what.
Oh, here we go.
Ah,
She's
yeah, this is how
going
Arkham
to
started.
Arkham.
They never ask you to get out of the vehicle unless you're already basically guilty for anything.
Oh, Summer Gleason? What?
Oh boy. And he's not gonna be able to do anything. He's not. Oh, wow. Called him by name. For being a filler episode, it's providing in a lot of filler.
It's supposed to. This is why this is a still a great episode.
Oh, this is so good at lying. Say less. And this would definitely turn someone crazy if literally the people you love the most all of a sudden just flipped up on you like this, and then all you had to deal with was lies for the rest of your time. Oh boy, this is dark. Oh, 6 months in Arkham. That's a bad, bad day. It is crazy that they didn't even like try and be gender specific. It's just the hangman. It's like I get hang woman doesn't have the same ring to it, but
Hang person.
like they could have had like a different name for it altogether if they wanted to go
The
this route.
whip.
The
The
rope?
rope.
I don't know.
We just said the same thing.
Yeah,
Jinx.
that's how you know it's a good one.
Lady Rope.
Death rope?
I can't handle 6 months.
6 months in Arkham is not 6 months in the regular loony bin.
Not in Arkham. Like
It's a loony bin extreme.
you send me to like a regular spot where I can get a jacket to hug myself. Then yeah. But you send me in there with like crazy folks, the real ones. Nah, I can't do it.
Yeah. It's like you're covering so many weird bases right now. It's just like you're gonna be sent in there with Croc. You're gonna be in there with Joker. You're gonna be in there with Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn. Like
Harley
you're just gonna
Quinn
go
wasn't
down
there
a
yet.
whole,
Harley Quinn's not
whole
there yet.
yeah. No, it's like I guess they're really driving home the mental side of like how she went from how she was to like what she became overall. But I wonder if we'll get to see Hugo Strange, or at least the person who started the new drug,
Why do
Bliss,
you want
in
Hugo
Arkham.
Strange so bad? Why? You are jonesing for Hugo Strange.
Look, after the Batman Arkham games, can you blame me?
No, I cannot. I still think that dude is Scarecrow. I still think he's Scarecrow.
Mm. So Rush is here, but no Strange. I'm not sure really like fighting with them is really going to help what's going on here.
Nothing's gonna help because her dad runs the city. That's
Oh
just
yeah.
all it is.
And she was basically subjected to all the true villains of Gotham, like in the early days. Like heck, you could
Just show
potentially
me,
even see
show
Victor's
me,
ass.
show me Calendar Man. Show me Calendar Man. That's all I care about.
It's like I would not be making eye contact with a single soul on my way through.
Let me see Professor Pig. Let me see Calendar Man. Ooh, let me see Condiment King. I will fall out of my chair laughing right now. I'm dead. If you show me a condiment king in here, like
Absolutely not.
go to the lunchroom and have him just shoot people with ketchup and mustard. I am dying. That's it for me. I'm done.
You would ruin the whole universe with one swoop.
I don't care.
You do care. It's the only good thing DC's done in a decade.
Yeah, but you still give me a condiment king, like acid ketchup. You know,
You just really say acid ketchup.
acid ketchup just because.
Really? Really? This is
Or
just the whole stream. He was
anything
acting
dairy
up the
for
whole
us
time.
lactose intolerant people. Anything dairy.
Who's whispering there?
Oh, that's
What?
correct, Trey. She was never crazy.
Who is she speaking with? Oh,
Oh,
she's crazy,
Magpie.
crazy.
Magpie is crazy.
That's Magpie?
Yes.
What the heck is that? Mm,
No, you're not.
get used to it? What? Who is just screaming bloody murder? Oh, that looks delicious. Now it's time for all the cameos. That's not Harley. That's got to be. Who's Magpie?
Magpie is of course she's a member of the Suicide Squad because 90% of the people in Arkham was a member of Suicide Squad. She doesn't really have any powers. She's just like crazy. She can do like she's can fight. She's a thief. Think of another version of Catwoman, but psychotic, pretty much.
Catwoman is basically there, but okay. If there's worse, there's worse.
Yeah, she's like Catwoman, but psychotic.
And not hot. So
No,
that's
Magpie
another thing.
is certifiable. Ooh, I'll tell you what. Who was the one in Marvel? Because you know I don't know Marvel in Carnage in the Carnage movie. His girl
I don't know,
Shriek.
man.
I can't remember the movie. I wish Will was here. I miss
Hmm.
Will.
Huh. Whatever she just took, she's doing great. Was that Bliss?
I believe it might. I wasn't looking. I was thinking and I wasn't paying attention.
It was some
I
kind
don't.
of red little shot glass.
Then that
And then,
was Bliss because Bliss is red.
and who is that guy? Was that a girl? What is that? Oh, and
That
your
is
only help
Bliss.
is just tripping right now. I wonder if that's Scarecrow. Hmm.
I hope not.
No, it's just a girl, and she's
I
nuts.
don't know who that is.
And literally no one. Yeah, one person without a chain. Everyone else got it. And security's not going to do anything. They don't care enough to stop this.
Hey, at some point you got to fight.
And
You
this is
just
the
got to get up and
time.
fight. You just got to get up and fight.
And right now, she's just
And
getting.
I
Oh,
think Trey has a
heck,
type because I think he likes crazy girls,
apparently. Yeah, Sophia just got straight jumped.
like the
But I mean,
Cowboys did today. I had to do that. I had to do it.
you didn't have to, but I'm definitely not going to stop that at any time.
Cowboy.
I mean, that's one way of phrasing it. Yeah, it's an incident.
Yeah. I still want to know who that was.
Same. Because that was a really, really big woman. Oh, she's definitely saying it's coordinated. Maybe her dad just like had that happen. And their relationship got off to a very rocky start.
I need this guy to be Jonathan Crane. I need this. It's gonna make so much sense if he is.
So Julian Rush, you want to be Scarecrow.
I want him to be an alias for Jonathan Crane, like Hugo Strange has aliases for him, like Bruce Wayne has aliases. I want this dude to be Scarecrow so bad.
It would still be interesting to have him have a job at Arkham, but again, it's not the biggest change in the world. As long as he's still a doctor who understands the mind and was very fascinated by fear,
Facts.
it'll work.
We believe you, Sophia. We saw it
And the
happen.
audience does, but it's only because we know better. If we didn't get the information previous, then we would have been like, yeah, I definitely believe she did it.
Not after seeing her get stomped. I'm not thinking she's hanging anybody.
No, she got hung out to dry, is what happened.
She got stomped by the Amazon lady. So that's telling me she not fighting no woman hand to hand and hanging them from nowhere.
Not until she snaps, and it's like part of her progression that she is out here beating other chicks. But
Nah,
that might add on to your time. So 6 months goes to 9, goes to a year, and
she not about
you
that
know
life. She not about that life.
she's gonna need to be about that life.
Yep. That's one thing they don't do. They're not giving you a metal fork.
Absolutely not. Those will be plastic at best.
You're not getting a fork. Oh, here
Get
we
like a
go.
spork, maybe.
Hand to hand.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we get to have like a 1v1.
Now,
Oh, wow.
now take it out. Take her out. You gotta take her out. She wants to eat your mouth? What is that?
I don't know. It's a problem, would be the nicest way of saying it
She said, I
for
want to
Sophia. She is
come
struggling.
here so I can eat your mouth.
Just one of those.
What is that?
Because the doctor's watching because he wants to see what ultimately happens to her. This is just them having fun because there's no actual supervision on Arkham. Because they basically picked someone no one cared about who's going to make this happen.
Why are you getting that close?
Yeah, now you kind of forced the narrative. Oh, and you dropped it.
Yeah,
But
she gonna
she's
stab
got it, so
herself.
pull away.
She gonna
Yep.
stab herself.
She's
See?
going to do something
I
crazy right
saw
now.
that. I saw it coming.
Oh,
Called it.
that was something else. That's not ideal.
Called it. I knew she was gonna do it.
And they're gonna pin it on her because that's her fault somehow. So she had a really, really rough 6 months. Let's just put it that way. She had the non-ideal 6 months there. Oh, electroshock, really? God. And that was her day to day. Nope. Now she's gonna be sick, rightfully so. Oh, that's gross. I'm not talking to Magpie anymore. After you just took Bliss right in front of me, watched me get jumped. We ain't friends no more. We're moving on past
Negative.
that. I mean, whatever Sophia wants is going to be a little vague, Antonio. It's a little
Every
vague.
every time I see anything with electroshock, I think about the house on Haunted Hill. That was a pretty decent horror movie.
You are the horror movie expert, so it's like they're just going to keep doing this. Why in the world
Yep.
would she keep seeing this man as like her psychiatrist when she got out? It just reminded her of this over and over and over again. But what is she
No,
uncovering on the wall?
no, Antonio. She is always going to be a villain. Don't let your love confuse you.
Oh wow, Rush out. Rush actually did attempt to stand up for her. That's something. But also peeling off all the walls like that is definitely not helping your case to look sane. Yeah, they broke her over this couple months. And I don't know how many people could sit here and say, "Yeah, I can take this for 6 months and be good."
Nah, everybody's lying if they say that.
Yeah, because I crack. I crack like an egg. Absolutely no way.
The only thing you can do at this point is start to accept it. I'd be like, yep, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Now she's gonna have a breakdown involving her mom, and that's gonna be like one of those corpses that like jumps to life and be like, "Oh heck,
There it
what
is.
in the world's going on there?" Yep, called that. And that's where she started going dealing with the issues with her like clawing at her throat. My goodness, what a terrible, terrible time this is.
I need Oswald. I need Oswald, not the brother.
It's gonna be the brother because wasn't she saying her brother was the only one that ever visited her?
It is the brother.
Yeah, and this is where we had the whole flashback in her dream sequence where he
Yeah.
got popped on the window. I wonder why it took him so long to go see her though. Interest.
I bet you can get Hugo Strange out of that.
I'm gonna try. Mm. The trial would have been rigged anyway, sister. I don't think you've understood how the legal system works with the mob.
Fact.
Like the jury would have been bribed, or they would have just come out and been like, "Yeah, there's already your attorney agreed. You have to go in for another year." Just until she eventually fully cracked and was like, "Yeah, I'm never going to speak to another reporter as long as I live."
This is where she gives up.
Yeah, this is rough. Sophia is acting her everything off right now.
Now she
I
look
want,
crazy.
yeah, now she's going to start eating with her hands and all the other habits that she picked up, and just being as crazy as possible. You didn't do a very good job, Rush. I don't really believe you. So
You can't do
off you go.
anything when the boss actually says something.
Yeah.
Does Magpie have sharp fingernails? Can anybody see? No,
She
I
has
don't think she does.
sharp-ish fingernails, but not like sharp, sharp.
That
Not
was
like
one of her.
dangerous.
That was one of her things.
I wonder if Sophia is going to take out Magpie and just be like, "This is her snapping moment."
You can't take out Magpie.
I wonder if she's been in on this like the whole time though. Yep, there we go. Huh. Yeah, I don't believe any of that, so that's a problem.
She's gonna hit her with that tray.
Anything to
Bam!
quiet her down,
Called it.
and now finish it. I mean, if you're gonna be in there, might as well make a name for yourself. Screaming really sold it. And of course, everyone in Arkham's like, "Yeah, this is
She
fantastic.
took
This is
out Magpie.
well." And now he's like, "Cool." Oop,
And she just got Dextered.
man, that show ended terribly. God, it
It
ended
did.
terribly.
Even the reboot ended terribly. It was, and now they're doing another one.
Just triple down on things that aren't working. Why don't they? It's like the DC universe.
Dexter should have ended after season 6.
Yes. Okay, she just ended a woman.
I mean, Magpie was minor, but still,
Eh, it's not like she was going to be used in any other major intellectual properties moving forward.
at all.
Yeah. It's just a name drop to keep people entertained. Is
So we're
that
back. We're back in present day, right?
I'm not sure if it's present or just before we got reintroduced to her.
I think this is right after Penguin left her.
Because so far, as filler goes, this is cooking.
Yeah, it's a straight 100% Sophia episode, which is what we needed.
We needed all of the information. The Matt Reeves universe is just continually delivering like an NFL tailgate cookout, always delivering.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Oh, yep, you're right. He'd be like, I cannot be hearing this. I mean, you can always take out Uncle Luca. Just that is the out. This is him and Vidi. Those two go. No one else knows about the plan. You're good.
Facts.
I mean, we're getting the real information now. She doesn't buy any of that anymore.
He needs a mask.
It looks like there's a mask in the background, but it's just like a headpiece on a mantle.
Hmm.
Interesting to see how things have been going. Oh, here, struggling
That
with
means
anything
he
going
saw
on.
you naked. He saw you
Really?
naked.
Mm. How much of this do we really trust, though? Mm. She's like, I was the one that was supposed to break, and you broke. Why are they going through doctors so quickly?
It's Arkham.
She's been in ARC for 10 years.
I think they said she was in there. Was it 10 years?
She just said 10 years men have been lying to her. Like, that's a long, long time.
Call him Jonathan. Call him Jonathan.
Don't don't force it.
I want Jonathan. Easy. See?
I love how he just kept leaning there the whole time, like he was hoping something was going to happen. Oh boy, and that kickstarted her brand new idea.
This reminds me of the movie You're Next.
Hmm.
Another decent horror movie.
And she's wearing the dress that on the day she got sent to Arkham in. It's got to be fun as a family. Every time you walk in a room, everyone treats you like a spectacle. It's good for
You
you
gotta
psychologically.
you gotta own it though.
She's owning it as best she can. Everyone else is just making this extra
Uh,
awkward.
uh,
Everyone's like, do we have the conversation? Do we not have the conversation? What's the move here? I mean, that pasta looked good though. I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be awkward. What was Uncle Luca doing before all this? I wonder. Like, was he just sitting on the couch and then decided, you know, now's the time for me?
He was the underboss, wasn't
Hmm.
he? Mm-mm.
She's gonna rock the boat. She's like, ah, you all suck. I hope you all go in a hole. Thanks for never supporting me.
If you notice, Antonio got real quiet.
Just looking at the dress. Oh, she's like, I got sent away 10 years ago. It was great.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's like we're not asking anymore. We're past this point. Everyone's gonna just have to deal with it. Does she have a weapon on her? Is she just
Where is she hiding a
waiting?
weapon? Where can she hide a weapon?
She's like, none of which I did. I mean, I'm sure I'd memorize the name if I had 10 years to go over it. She's like, what? What are you gonna do? Like, you're just a talker. You have nothing else to offer anybody. So sit down. Let me finish. Mm-mm. The family's gonna have a whole fresh start after this.
Oh, what is she about to do?
Oh, she said I loved you. She's gonna end them all right here, right now. It's so over. Who is no longer with us. Like, what are you gonna do? Hit the table? Keep yelling at me? I would have like outed what's his face, be like, hey, he's with your wife. Like, you know that? Anybody? That's why she needs to take charge of this family. You don't have to be without all of them. And there we go. The name of the episode.
Very well acted.
She's stolen the entire episode, so I think she's just gonna
If
have a
the
quick
entire
smoke with it.
episode is her, she can't help but steal it when it's her.
Well, it could have flopped.
Nah.
And it
I don't
didn't.
see a flop coming from any episodes of this particular series. I don't see it.
Wonder what she is really up to with all of this. She just buying time before she just handles business.
Mm-mm.
Only that far. What do you?
That's a signal.
Oh, oh boy. We're gonna get really dark here. So Antonio better be thinking about those comments wisely there, sir.
There is no swaying Antonio anymore.
We've lost him to the dress.
And I've always been Team Thanos, by the way. He was right.
I wonder if she set something up in like the main house and she didn't want
Yes,
the little
she
girl to be
did.
involved.
She did. She's the only innocent. Yep.
Mm. This kid is just like, there it is.
I
Because
always do.
kids are always so straightforward. They don't know any better.
So I'm still a child because I am very straightforward. And I definitely don't know any better.
No, no, you do not. She's got a lot of interesting scars, like on her left shoulder and like going on her, along her collarbone. You never have to fight any monsters because I'm about to go boom with the rest of them. That'd be a little nerve wracking. Nope, nothing happens.
That we know about. This is now morning.
And it looked like she genuinely slept, though. Mm-mm. I'll be right back. Pa, 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 pa. Hey, what's in the bag? I'm about to
Yep,
find
there it
out.
is. There it is.
Oh,
Poison gas.
good for her.
Oh no, just methane. It's pretty ingenious.
Exceptionally well thought through. Definitely not something for anybody to try at home. Yeah, this is a major W for everybody. She even had that little skip in her step she was excited about. That guy provided nothing for any of the episodes, so
That's still alcohol abuse. I don't care if it is wine.
everybody's gone one step at a time. Is that Luca? Or we're gonna work up to Luca.
And I like how she's opening all the doors and windows to let everything out.
Yep, just casually going from one place to
Hello.
the other. There he
So
is.
basically, he came and went at the same time.
She's getting the freshest start she could possibly ask for. I was half expecting like someone to be like able to survive, but oh, was fresh start is a fresh start. Oh,
So that's why she opened the window.
we need to talk. What do you mean talk?
Because now she's the head.
I
Man,
ain't keeping him around.
let me
You'll
tell you
keep the
something. Let
snake
me tell
around.
you something.
Any day now. Hmm. She spared the little girl. There's nothing else in the end of it.
There's
It's
not.
just all behind the episode stuff. I mean, yeah, she spared the little girl. That's a huge dub for her. But again, she did what she needed to do and took out the people that needed to go,
She took out everybody. She took out the family.
except for Vidi. Vidi should have
Well,
gone
she
too.
nah, cause he don't
He's
have a
what?
backbone.
He's a talker.
He don't have a backbone. He's just got clout right now. That's all he's
And
good for is
I
clout.
don't need someone who's going to just try and talk their way into snaking me over
Nah,
because they want to get rid of me over and over and over again. I will start over. I'll start
you
new.
need VD because remember when they was trying to get the drug into with the triads, he was one they listened to, so he got pulled. So you kind of need a guy like that, especially if you're gonna take over.
I would have kept like Mamoosh or Moosh or whatever his name was. Less of a
Ah,
problem.
VD was too. He's higher up. You got to keep the big dog,
I mean, we lost 90% of the big dogs in this episode, but again,
except for VD. He was the underboss now, so yeah, keep him around. Now you got somebody. Hey, I got VD vouching for me, and they gonna be like, okay.
which is terrible that he's even necessary considering like, hey, you remember all those powerful people I used to work for? I ended them. You want to be part of my regime or not? Good
Nah,
talk?
you can't do
No.
it like that because now you're gonna have people say, "Oh, the Falcons are down now. We can take over."
She knows enough about the Maroni. She can make things very interesting. But it was oh, Antonio, it was your favorite episode. It was
That's
your
because it's
favorite
a
episode. Come
Sophia
on.
episode. It's a Sophia episode. And I'm not gonna hate on it. This episode, even though it was a filler and one we desperately needed because we all had questions on, well, what happened to Sophia? How did she get like this? And this, I believe, answered every single question that I had about Sophia's backstory. And this is something that, again, we definitely needed the answers. And this was the episode. I'm glad they gave it to us. We focused so much on Penguin in the first couple episodes. Now we need to know about some of the other main characters. And since Sophia was the other half of the team, I'm good with it. I liked it. I
Antonio
think
brings up the valid question though. How'd she get the idea for Bliss and Arkham? That wasn't covered. Was it already pre-existing? Who's she
it
working with?
was
Who is she
it
talking
was
to?
Jonathan Crane.
Again, entirely unproven and just a wild theory. Hugo Strange has
This
just as much validity as much as Poison Ivy would have validity for the fact it was mushrooms that were used as well.
no
You have three people on the board that can make this possible.
no not Poison
You're
Ivy.
just
She
gonna
ain't around.
fan.
She's not around yet. Still
You
too early.
always say that like the comics are always exactly what we get put on screen. Like you haven't been watching the MCU for the last 20 years and seeing
First of
everything
all, the
change.
MCU is garbage, and I'm sticking to that forever. It's garbage.
If they're garbage, what's DC? Manure?
Worse than garbage. It's dumpster juice. I never
This
said
this is
DC was
entirely
good.
different.
This version of DC though is something that I'm liking because not only did the Batman stick to 3 comics, the Penguin is actually following that mold and giving us a honest to God great story on Penguin. And for us to look at it, if we look at the timeline, those villains aren't around yet. That's why you had Magpie because she was a C-lister at best. And I'm glad they introduced her, gave her some shine. I still want to see Calendar Man. I'm gonna always want to see Calendar Man, but I
I
love
don't
this
understand
episode.
why.
Dude, he commits crimes only on holidays, and not just American holidays. Any holidays like Boxing Day, dude. Come on, how can you not love a villain like that? It's just any day something can happen. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
It's lame. But as all things are concerned, like
You hate
Sophia is
Polka Dot
definitely
Man too, but he was great.
yeah for one movie and then he's no longer
Doesn't
with us.
matter. He was a hero.
He's gone. Sophia took out her family. Penguin, not even a factor in this episode because he was here for what, maybe 5-10 minutes at most. At
Yeah,
most,
and it
because
was
like he was part
mostly
of the flashback,
backstory.
but still.
Yeah, that was good. But again, that's what we needed. Let's take some time and give us flushed out characters like you have been. Keep that formula and everything is going to be great. Even with this not being a quote unquote penguin episode. it still ranks with the first three.
I put it at the bottom, but again, it's still there.
I mean, I don't know if I could put it at the bottom. It might be a point, 0.1 off, but it's close. It still was a great episode.
It's like there were parts that were slow. I think we spent a lot of time on Rush for him not to have like a name drop or something else. Or is he just completely written off at this point? Because now it seems their relationship has reached an impasse of sorts where she's like, I know what you want, but what you want and what I need are entirely different things.
I think he was supposed to be here for 6 episodes. I'm not sure. I got to go back and check my notes, but they're way over there, and I'm lazy.
Which is valid and definitely understood. That's why I keep my notes in front of me because I don't want to get up either
Can't
once
do
I've
that.
sat down in my comfy chair. But also at the same token, Sophia definitely made a lot of major moves this episode. So how she's going to propel her family forward next episode is going to be our main focal point of addressing, because if you don't capitalize on this momentum that she has now, or at least trying to semi explain where in the world Oz has been or what he's been up to since this change, because he still has to address everything that was weird going on with Victor. So it's like
Correct.
there's a lot of key pieces going on, and now we know that the Maronis seized the Bliss operation. So the whole power dynamic has done a complete 180, and the smoker voice, Mrs. Maroney, and her son have taken on full control of everything. And Mr. Krabs, while sitting in prison, is now the most powerful man
You called
in
him
the
Mr.
entire world.
Krabs. I can't deal with you.
That is Mr. Krabs.
I know.
He's
I
a
can't
great
deal with
voice actor, but that's what I know him from. So we have a man in Blackgate as the most powerful member of anything running around right now. But now Oz is wanted by not only the Maronis, but the Falcons, and it's literally just him and Victor against the world. This is Renegade for life, Army of Two style thing. They're gonna
you.
have to
Facts.
pull it together. This was like when Batman got stuck in Arkham City all by himself with literally Catwoman, and it's the two of them against basically an armada of the Penguin, Two Face,
He
and all
had
that stuff.
Nightwing hanging around too.
I think that was more DLC than anything, but again,
Still, Nightwing was hanging around.
finally broke away from Blackgate for a little bit there. But everything involving this episode was pretty dang good. I think the acting is still solid. The actress playing Sophia, I really need to learn her dang name.
I
She is
don't ask
doing a
me.
phenomenal job.
I suck at names.
So, with all things concerned, Chentani, great, great salute to everybody. And slowly but surely, we've removed basically everybody. Let's just hope that the little girl doesn't go back in the house after everything's said and done and be like, hey, I forgot something. Blech. Great. But it
Well,
was it was an
it's
ingenious plan.
it's aired out now, so she should be fine. Just don't let her see nothing.
Yeah. I mean, because then it would just be a history of repeated family betrayals that have been going on forever.
Facts.
And then I have no idea what Palm Springs is, but if she was in it, it was probably pretty decent. So thanks for that little piece of information, Daniel. Always appreciate that. See where we got here. Anything else? Because we had Dr. Ventress come forward. We had Dr.
Hmm.
Rush, and there was two other doctors who were not name dropped in the 10 years involving Arkham. So we know that Ventress is no longer at play, but also we know that Rush eventually worked with the Falcone's son to get her out, and
Correct.
we don't know who is currently running the show in Arkham. So that's going to be interesting. But again, as far as that being a key piece of this series, I doubt it's going to be touched upon any further unless it plays pivotally into the Batman 2, which is what this is supposed to set up perfectly. So, because like the Matt Reeves was like, basically, this ends, and then we're going to pick up right with Batman 2 where this finishes. So,
Now what I
Batman ain't going to
could
get a
see.
break.
Now what I could see, and this will make you happy, is if we did get back to Arkham and Hugo Strange is there then, and now he's running it. I can kind of see that could be a way out.
And I've
And
always
then
wanted an Arkham show. I have been
and
a
then
sucker for
that
everything
could
involving
think
Arkham.
about it. If they do that, then they can run it into the Arkham show with Hugo Strange agitating all of the inmates like he does.
Except for Joker, who's just having a kick in the pants with it.
Yeah.
And if that's the only time we see Joker, I'm fine with it. Keep him in Arkham. Say Arkham actually held someone back for once.
Yeah,
Have it be a
we don't need
successful
Joker.
asylum.
We don't need another Joker running around. Not yet, please. I know we got one just casted, but we don't need another one right now. Let Joker rest. Give us, another rogue from one of the deepest rogues galleries in comics. It's between him and Spider-Man, in my opinion, for the best rogues gallery. You have so much to choose from. We don't need Joker, and then ooh, a new Joker, oh, future Joker, oh, ooh, early Joker. We don't need that.
Ooh, the Batman Who Laughs. Be like, how in the world did he manage to
Now,
pull that out? Don't you
first
dare.
first of all,
There's nothing in place to
first
set that up, and
I
we
don't
could make that
care,
work if we wanted to.
but if we just had
If they did an animated one,
like a
that's
flash
different.
forward, like if they did a flash forward,
But
and
then
you
they would have
gave
to remove
me,
Pattinson, and then they bring back Batfleck.
you could still do Batman Who Laughs because he was a thin dude and he would fit perfectly with Battinson.
I mean, that's entirely speculating. We're not even on topic with the show, but like Arkham,
This is
I
what I
think
do.
could be addressed, but at the same time, the way they're addressing Oz and Sophia, they're doing a great job storytelling, which a
Facts.
lot of writers don't do, and I almost curse because I'm just that mad at everything involving writers and
Yep.
directors lately because they don't spend any time building up the story, or they're always going to have this villain who's just like this tragic character that you're so heartbroken for. It's like sometimes you just want someone who's evil for the sake of being evil, and Sophia's evil because the world has treated her evilly.
And she deserves
That's
to be
it.
that way.
Yeah.
She 100%. That's her. I'm with Tone. I'm hey, Team Sophia on getting her revenge.
Yeah, and now we get to see the ultimate pieces in play because we're going to have Sophia versus Oz is going to be the final showdown. I love how they keep trying to like have us lead into the fact that they're going to work together in some regard. Absolutely not. The two smartest people in the show rarely work together 100% of the time because then it would be really quick. It would just be a one-sided destruction for everything Falcone and everything Maroni. And then Antonio's out here face tat Joker and musical Joker.
That's
Both deserve
Jared.
not to be back ever again.
First of
I
all, I like Jared Leto's Joker. I'm sorry, he was actually a Joker in the comic, and people just don't remember him because they didn't like that version. But he
He
was
was
a
not
solid.
memorable.
He didn't have a good run, but he had solid storylines. Like when he was there, it was basically a real world gangster. He had a full back dragon tattoo. Come on now.
I do
Come on.
love how Jared Leto was bad in both Marvel and DC. He's completely irredeemable.
That Joker was not bad. It
He was
just
not
wasn't
good.
liked because you have look, when you have a Heath Ledger Joker to compare everything to, it's just not fair.
It's
It's not.
weird because there was an actor before him that we thought, yeah, no one would ever touch that performance again, but
Who?
it was
Who?
the one from back in your day.
You mean
People
Jack
love that
Nicholson?
Joker. People
Jack
like Nicholson,
Jack Nicholson. And I'm gonna take hate for this. He was an okay version of Joker. He was not the Joker
but he
in
was the
my
Joker
opinion.
we
He
remember.
was he was an okay. I remember Cesar Romero Joker. What are you talking about?
Cesar Romero was fantastic though.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna be that guy.
Come on now. If we want to be real with it, Cesar Romero Joker was way better than Jack Nicholson Joker.
And then I'm still here, team Mark Hamill for Joker, because his
Animated,
voice work
yes.
is fantastic. But again,
Yes.
we will never see him again because he lost Conroy. May he forever rest in peace. What a godly voice actor he was. We did not deserve him, but boy, were we blessed with him. Oh, and then Antonio Porletto, worst comic run ever on both teams.
First of
I
all,
mean, it's not worst ever
it's
because
work. It's
Joker
not.
is actually going to be the worst comic film this entire year, which we never thought we would say, but it is. And
Okay,
the sales are on
You
the
said
insane.
comic film because it's not the worst. No, I don't know about worst comic film. Hold on. Hold
Oh
on.
boy.
I
We're
don't
just
know.
all on all the tangents. Will would love this.
Madam Web is arguably still worker than the musical Joker. It is. It
Did
is.
you actually see Joker fully? I do.
I saw 10 minutes, but I don't like musicals, so you can't hold me to
You have to watch the
anything.
full film.
I can't watch musicals. I hate musicals.
I hate them too.
Singing and dancing is that doesn't do it for me. But Madam Web, I watched the entire movie, and for me to say, and
That means it's better
you know how
because
much
you
I
made it through.
hate Daredevil movie. The Daredevil movie, the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie were heads and shoulders above Madam Web. And that Daredevil movie was god awful. Nothing was redeemable about that movie. at all. But I would watch that again
They bring back
instead of
Elektra from
Madam
that.
Web. I would watch all of. I would watch the Electra movie again. I would watch
Oh,
Daredevil. I'd watch all of it before I
making
hit
a
play
lot of
on
bold
Madam Web.
statements.
It's
Oof.
facts. It's facts. And I'm still waiting to torture myself on the Borderlands movie because that's going to be my next watch.
You are a brave man.
I'm doing it.
I would not go down either
I'm
road.
doing it because I'm a Borderlands fan, so I'm doing it.
You
But
really just want to hurt yourself like
I'm
that?
only gonna watch it for free.
Oh, the joys of streaming services. But again, we both dissected this as best we can. I think that Penguin was a phenomenal episode, even though this was basically the Sophia episode. This was the
Yeah,
one that a lot of people needed. This is what a lot of people desired. I don't think it was as much filler as a lot of people are going to say it is.
it was a
People are
filler.
just a little off because they're like, well, it's a limited series. Did we really need a whole episode on this? Yes, we did.
Yes, we
Yes,
did.
we did. This is
100%.
why a lot of shows fail because a lot of people are like, just put your foot on the gas, put your foot on the gas, keep going, keep pushing the story forward. Don't build out what's going on in your world. Don't flesh it out. And it's like Matt Reeves is like, hold up, let me cook. And well, the Batman, we thought Robert Pattinson was going to be terrible. Look how stupid we look. And then look how we've got this. We thought who would want a Penguin limited series? And then it turns
I
out we all wanted it
we
and
all
all
want it,
needed it.
and I'm gonna admit that I was one of the people that did not want Mr. Twinkle as the Batman, but I was wrong about that. I was wrong about Heath Ledger as Joker. I mean, it's just a few times I've been wrong, and it works.
It's always more enjoyable when we're up here wrong, but singing
Yes,
the praises of what is going on.
but Colin Farrell as Bullseye did not work at all.
As
At
soon as I'm about to
all.
say something nice about him, because like
Uh-uh.
he's cooking the
Uh-uh.
series.
Uh-uh. That was in the Daredevil movie. Don't do it.
But
Don't
I
do
will
it.
say the one bad thing about this episode, the actor who replaced the former head of the Falcone family was terrible. The
I,
voice was wrong,
the
the
voice
acting
wasn't
was
right.
wrong. It's like you couldn't even copy what the other guy had. Everything was perfectly set up for you to copy and paste what is
That
going on
yeah.
right now, unless you come up with some kind of logical thing for why his voice changed in the 10 years that he was gone. You've given me nothing to really work with other than I have to now fill in the blanks for you. So you
Yeah.
should have just copied and pasted as closely as you could have. And I understand people are like, well, it's not original. It's holding the continuity together, and that's what Matt Reeves' universe has been because the movie and the Penguin show are the same level of quality, aka it's continuing the same level of quality all the way through. You'd want the actor to copy and paste what the other individual did. I don't know why he didn't want to come back or if he had another thing come up or what the case was, but
Yeah. I will say, and I'm gonna agree wholeheartedly with you, that the scene where they were sitting at the table and they were talking, his voice was the only one that sounded out of place. It sounded like it didn't belong there
it
at
took you out of the
all.
immersion.
I was like, it just didn't go together.
It's like everything else about this episode was amazing. I have nothing bad to say otherwise, but that was the only thing where I literally stopped and like, cool. Now I'd rather talk to Tony than talk about what's going on in the episode because he's not delivering, even though Sophia's acting her tail off, and the son was acting exactly as how he should have. He's been continuous throughout, and he's exactly what we expected him to be.
Facts.
So it's like even Vidi was delivering this episode in some regards. So it's like
And you
it's
just don't like Vidi.
I do not like VD.
You do
I do
not like
not like
Vidi.
seedy underbosses.
Are
Everything
they?
about mob movies having a seedy underboss just makes me want to hate the movie just because that is supposed to be the most trusted individual other than the consigliere in the entire family.
Facts.
And having them be seedy and not only that, but sleeping with your wife on top of it while still doing bad business deals. That's just all kinds of bad. But again, it's building up what Gotham really is. It's just a cesspool that only Robert Pattinson's Batman can come in and try and save. It's like, and then like
Which
Antonio
he
was talking
doesn't.
about, like the old there with Arkham, they did a great job of showing how she was losing her mind. That
And
is a
that's what
hard
we
thing to get
needed.
on screen.
This is the episode, and it is. I'm still gonna call it a filler episode because that's what it was. But it's one that we desperately needed because everybody had that one question: what happened to her in Arkham? We need to know this. And it showed every step from her getting admitted to her being tortured to her getting out. And it played it all beautifully. And that's what you need from a filler. That's some of the problems with some of these other shows out there. When they give you a filler episode, you don't pay attention because it's not interesting. This, even though it was a filler episode, kept your attention because it gave you the information that you asked for.
Or if you're Antonio, it gave you the 4 different dresses
Oh my
that you were
God,
asking for. Just
Antonio,
come on.
come on now.
Now take a breath. Take a
I'm
breath,
not.
my friend.
I'm not gonna lie. That last one was pretty good though.
Take a
Yes.
breath, everybody. We can pull this together. We can finish this episode strong. But like, still, the only thing about Arkham Arc that I did not get that I needed was who is providing the bliss.
I think that's
That
gonna
is a
come out at the
pivotal
end.
piece of information to have. So, like, unless they are coming circling back, and then in which case this episode, the only thing I did not like would have been the way we replaced Mr. Falcone, the head of the family.
I
That
think.
was
I
that's
think
it.
we
It's a
might get
very
the
small
answer
list.
like 6 or 7. Episode 6 or 7.
I'm just happy we didn't lump this up like how Amazon does shows, where they give you 3 episodes, or Disney will give you like half the dang series, and like you only get a month to enjoy this, as opposed to this was like, here's 8 episodes, here's 2 months, enjoy. It's like,
Right.
thank you, take your time. It gives me something to look forward to with each and every one of you viewers each and every week, and I get to figure out where Tony's gonna go with off on his tangents and what we're gonna discuss and like what
Well,
characters are gonna be popping up. Like it's always a carousel of whether it's going to be an information filled episode or we're just be talking about shenanigans. And at
it's
Geek
usually
Variants, we keep it
both.
real, we keep it honest, we
It's
enjoy
usually
everything going on.
both. We do
If Dr.
both.
Rush is the drug like kingpin,
Scarecrow.
I would be shocked.
Scarecrow.
He's not giving me any vibes as to someone who's competent enough to pull anything off, considering he couldn't even outpull Ventress. But again, that's just me. If it could be the perfect subterfuge, so I don't come in and be like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely the guy."
But
So,
wouldn't you
hey,
believe that the least likely person would be the most likely person?
I do hate that thought process because then everyone is a suspect. Because then you'd be like, next thing, Mamouche is like going to be the head kingpin of the
That's what I'm
family because he's
saying.
the least person you suspect. But we all know it's because he's so unsuspecting. There's absolutely no way.
I love movies that I cannot figure out.
So
I
like
love
Knives
movies.
Out.
Yes, Knives Out was so annoying because I was wrong like 90% of the time. I was like,
I
oh,
was wrong the entire film. I just blamed Chris Evans just because I wanted it to be him. But great film. Go ahead and watch that if you haven't watched it already. The other ones that followed it have been okay, but Knives Out was that's the one.
right.
Um, but
Just
yeah, Antonio's out
keep me
here thinking
guessing.
it's
I'm
Dr.
good.
Rush. So you guys could be in the same camp. I'm hoping we get a mysterious third person who has minimal introduction but is well known enough by the community,
Just don't let
aka
it
maybe
nobody.
even Rain or
Just don't let it
Poison
be
Ivy.
nobody in the background. I don't want a background character. Like I've had like every episode they show up and it's like boom, the clue was there. I hate that. I don't need that.
Like
If you
sometimes just put it in my face and be like, "This is who it is. This is the person. Here you go." Be
here
like,
are your
thanks,
choices.
appreciate it. Yeah,
It's not cook. Line cook number 3 that appeared at one time in episode 6. I don't want that.
yeah. And it's definitely crazy though that everything that tall woman in Arkham, like, literally was paid so well or just wanted out so badly that she just took herself out of the picture because that's wild.
But again,
That was a
when
shocking
she
part of the
said
episode,
just do it, just end it, I was like, oh, she. That let me know, yeah, she about to stab herself.
which
Yep.
is dark, it's twisted, but it's
It's
DC Comics to a
DC.
T, baby.
It is
So,
DC.
but again, I don't really have much else to break down. We still have a full recap to do while Tony is still awake. So we'll bid you all do. If you have been hanging around this long, be sure to hit that lovely red subscribe button or that follow button on Twitch. Both are free and greatly help us out. We appreciate that.
Follow
As
us.
we will see you again for more Penguin next Sunday, as we always do. And check in on Agatha all along. The series is actually turning in a very positive direction
I
currently.
forgot that was even on.
We'll see you in the next episode. And
Holla!
as always, Iron Man sucks.